My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of The Revenant. And this review will have spoilers, so there's your warning. But this is a movie that when I first saw it, I absolutely loved it. But in the years since, people have turned on it, calling it overrated, calling it boring. So I just rewatched it for the first time, and I have to say, I was 100% dead on the first time. This movie is great. It's absolutely incredible how great movies can be when there's a master behind the camera. Alejandro G. Inuatu, I might have mispronounced his name, is just doing some top-notch work here. This movie is just so beautifully directed in every single aspect, and I just get lost in it. I love how he captures the brutality of it. Like, that bear attack early on is just horrific, and it just goes on and on and on, and it has the weight necessary for this story. And this movie, even though I call it a Western, not an action movie, the action in this movie is low-key fantastic. It's just so cleanly shot, you feel the brutality of it. In that final fight scene between Tom Hardy and Leonardo DiCaprio, it's just so clean and bloody and just really fantastic work there. The movie sounds great, and I love the music by Ryuichi Sakamoto and Avanutu. I probably definitely mispronounced the names, but the score to this movie is really great, and the cinematography by Emmanuel Lubezki is just absolutely phenomenal. Like, this is one of the best looking movies ever. Any shot in this movie could be a painting. It just captures the environment so incredibly well. The framing's always perfect, the colors are always perfect. And this movie shot in Alberta, the province where I live, and I love this province, and it's able to capture the beautiful scenery justice, and I love that about this movie. And you're also able to feel the harsh, cold environment in this movie. I just get cold watching this movie, and that's quite impressive. Now, I will say that there's different reasons to watch different movies. If I want to be scared, I'll watch Insidious. If I want to laugh, I'll watch Dumb and Dumber. If I want an emotional movie, I'll watch Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. And this is a movie I watch more for the technical elements of it because, like I said, I just get lost in it. I just think it's such a well-made movie in every aspect. The story and characters aren't the high point, but they're very solid. You know, it's a revenge quest, simple but done effectively. They make you like the characters you're supposed to like and to root for, and you hate and despise the characters you're supposed to hate and despise. And you just got this main character, Hugh, who lost his wife, and he loses his kid right in front of him. And he's just in unspeakable pain, and he's suffering, and he's on the verge of death. And the only thing that keeps this character going is his desire for revenge. And I do think that's very fascinating how the human mind would work that way. And you just feel this character struggle all the way through, and when he starts to recover, you buy into it as well. In some ways, it's very different, but it reminds me of the Norsemen, as they both are revenge stories, well-told, effective revenge stories, but the elements that really elevate this movie is the filmmaking. And the cast is all incredible as well. Leonardo DiCaprio gives a great physical performance. Like I said, he has to sell you on the amount of pain and suffering this character is going through. So even though it's just lots of grunting and just him crawling around, he sells you on each and every second of it. And no doubt did I believe that I was watching Hugh Glass. And I know many people say that he shouldn't have won his Oscar for this movie, but I disagree. 2015 wasn't the strongest year. There were some other great performances, especially Michael Fassbender as Steve Jobs. But I think what Leonardo DiCaprio is able to bring to this character and to this movie is definitely impressive. You've also got Tom Hardy, who's excellent as the villain. He just comes across as this sleazy piece of shit that you can't trust so perfectly. You've got Will Porter, who's great as this good, naive kid who's just trying to do his best, but gets suckered into this terrible situation, and he just captures the complexities of this character perfectly. And then you've got Domhnall Gleeson, who is not in this movie a ton, but he's so great whenever he is, and man, I wish this guy was in more movies. He's just fantastic in everything, and he's a very underappreciated actor. And that scene when he's looking for Fitzgerald and he's just going into all these different rooms, he just sells you on the rage of him. You also got Forrest Goodluck, who plays Hawk, Leonardo DiCaprio's son in this movie, and he does a fine job, but I wish he had more to do. And that's when we get into the negatives. Well, I wish the father-son relationship was developed a bit better at the start. Like, we see them hunting early on, and we see them talking a few times, but I just wish I felt it more. When Hugh gets attacked by the bear, it has weight behind it, and I just wish I felt a bit more emotion when Hawk dies. And I'll also say, even though I love this movie and I never get bored watching it, it could have been shortened up by maybe 20 minutes, but it doesn't bother me too much here because I just get lost in this movie. Like I said at the start, I've watched so many blockbusters and just so many movies that are just studio products, but when you see someone put the heart and soul into this movie and just prove their talent, who is clearly a master behind the camera, it just makes all the difference. This movie is so incredibly well made. The cinematography is just stunning. The environments are brought to life so incredibly well. I love the story about man against man, man against nature, man against creatures. And the performances are all fantastic. The score is great. It's just a great movie in just about every way. So I'm going to go ahead and give The Revenant an 8 out of 10. Okay, have you seen The Revenant? What did you think about it? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for some more videos soon. And Gavin, out.